Hey, I'm Gabby,
Hi, I'm Laura.
and this is our podcast, A Little This,
A little that.
where we talk about
A little this.
and a little that.
So, we are going to start off. We're just going to go into this. This episode is all about Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween things, all the things we experienced growing up with Halloween, favorite memories, favorite costumes.
Because if you couldn't tell, this is our Halloween episode. We are in spooky pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
Laura has like a witch one. I have like a ghost one. They're actually very, very comfortable.
Very comfortable. Sponsored by Walmart. Just kidding. Walmart, sponsor us.
And then our decorations. I hope you
Yes.
can see some of them, but we do love a good decoration moment.
Yes.
So.
And we kick it off with Halloween. Our
Yes.
whole house is decorated. Every time we have friends coming over, they're always like, oh my gosh, it looks so cool. So we really go all out for Halloween.
We really do. Yeah.
And then it launches us into the holiday season.
Right. So along with that, like comes, we go balls to the wall for Christmas, decorations. We love to throw a good little like gathering, like a little party. So we've been known to have some like spooky movies outside in the backyard for Halloween, fall time. And then last year we actually threw a like game night just after Christmas, which was really fun. So
we love celebrating and we love decorating and we are here for it. But we're going to focus on Halloween today.
Right, because that's where it all starts.
I want to talk about Halloween, like costume in elementary school and what we did. Okay. So in elementary school,
we're taking it back.
In elementary school, obviously you were able to dress up, but at our elementary school, we did like a parade in the morning.
Right. You would go to the blacktop and you kind of would walk around in like a big circle, all of the grades.
All like the class. Like it'd be like, okay, kindergarten would like walk around and everyone would clap. And then like first grade and like you would go and you would like walk around and show off your costume. And I just like always remember that. And it was always a moment. Yeah. It was always a moment.
Do you remember what costumes you wore during that?
The spider princess witch, spider witch one, which like was a witch's costume that had like, like the corset in the front, but it was like orange with black.
I swear I can't remember that. Like, I vaguely remember it, but
I think I remember it more because I think it was a hand-me-down from you. And I remember I wore it for like 2 Halloweens and I remember like digging through like a hamper of stuff and like getting it. So I remember that.
So the one costume that I remember during elementary school was, a couple of them. One that comes to mind when I was way young, like maybe first, second grade, was Power Rangers. I had everyone was the pink Power Ranger because she was the popular one. She was the pretty one. But for some reason, I didn't resonate with her. I was like, everybody wants to be her. I want to be different. So I went with the yellow Power Ranger. And that was one of my favorite costumes ever. And I wore that a couple years in a row. And then I'll never forget, I had this like really cool idea to do because I've always been tall. Like you remember? So I've always been a tall bitch, like ever since I can remember. And in 6th grade, I was like the tallest kid in the whole damn school, even taller than the boys. I think there was one boy taller than me. So because of that, like I started to want to lean into it a little bit more. I wanted to be the Statue of Liberty. And
this was a good costume. It was a really cool costume.
And this is like, I think we've always been about DIY.
Yeah.
We've always been about it because like, I know that you, like we were talking earlier and you mentioned how like, we never really remembered going out shopping for costumes.
I don't remember doing that. Like we just had them. I don't know how. Obviously, like we must have, like the Spider Witch from a costume place.
Yeah.
Power Rangers from a costume place. So I think must have, but like I think mom and dad probably bought it for us.
Yes.
And then we're just like, here, this is what you are.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I don't think we had much say in the matter, but like when I got to 6th grade, I remember saying like I wanted to be Statue of Liberty. But I remember not finding a kid's costume for that. I don't even think an adult costume because at that point, like I was like so big, like I couldn't wear a kid's costume. I needed to wear like a woman's costume. And it was like a weird, like, women's costumes were like a little short and this and that. So I ended up getting a toga, like a Roman like costume. And I got a flashlight and I wrapped the flashlight in foil. And then I forgot how I did the crown.
That it was like that foam. It was no.
Oh,
it was that foam like head thing.
Yeah, because our neighbors went to New York. That's what it was. They went to New York and they brought back like those foam fingers.
Yeah.
But like it was a foam
like headband. It was like a headband. You would put it on.
You would put your face through it,
and then it had like her like crown, the like stars of it.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. So I think I like kind of just.
You put that
together with like the toga costume and my foil wrapped flashlight, and that was it. I remember being proud of it, but ever since then, but not thinking like it wasn't there yet. Like I still needed.
Yeah. Okay. So then let me talk about my DIY costume. I wanted to be a fairy, and I based my fairy costume off of these shoes from Payless. They were like light
Payless.
Yeah, Payless. I know. They were light green, like flats, but they had like embroidered, like dark green swirls on it. They were really, really cool. I really liked them. So I had those flats, and I was like, okay, I want to be a fairy, but like we didn't have a fairy costume. So I wasn't going to ask mom and dad, can you buy me a whole fairy costume? So I ended up getting like a white slip, like those OG like white slips that you'd wear underneath dresses. We spray painted it with hair color spray, not real hairspray.
Because we both spray painted it,
yes.
Right? Like I remember putting it on. Now that we talk about it, I remember putting it on a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, and doing swirls.
Yeah,
and it didn't really come out that well because it was for hair.
Yeah,
it was not like pigmented at all. And then we had,
and I love how I don't think we told our parents about this at all. Like it was just
we were just like
project.
we're gonna do this.
This was like our arts and crafts project happening, and like behind the scenes.
The wings were from when I had my life size Barbie.
Yeah,
I got a life size Barbie when I was younger, and she came with wings, and so those were my wings.
Like, because the life-size Barbie could wear the wings, and then I think she came with extra wings for like her friend, and that was supposed to be like the girl, the kid that
who got it. Yeah. So I got the wings, and I remember trying to do makeup and trying to do like an eyeliner, but like an eyeliner that like curled at the end, like swirled. I remember trying to do that, and I remember
was there like glitter involved too?
Yes, I think it was that like body
that gel ball.
That roll. Yes, I think it was that. And I remember wearing it and still being like this isn't that
Same
cool.
with me. Like this
it was very like, DIY. Like it was cool. Like now that I think about it, I'm just like, dang, like we really went for it. But I mean, obviously, like we're working with the slip. Like obviously now it's like, okay, slip is synthetic fabric. Like it needs a certain type of dye. Like obviously now I know if I were to do it again, of course, like duh.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I really just put it together, and I went trick-or-treating, and I was like, all right, cool. Like
Yeah, and I remember with my Statue of Liberty one, they took a picture of me for the yearbook. And because I think everybody else liked it too, but I was so self-conscious that I was just like, oh, I hate this. Like, I don't feel because I remember it was like a one shoulder, and I was showing my arm. And I remember being like, oh, my wings, or like, you know what I mean? Because I was just like, always like a very tall, like bigger person ever since I could remember. So like I just remember feeling super self-conscious, but I think in the years past after like we've moved and stuff, I've seen that picture and I was just like, oh, like cute. I like maybe I'll insert it here.
And then so high school, like that was like elementary, middle school, that weird wave where you don't dress up, and then entered our college years.
Yeah.
Where
so we would go all out because like there is one thing that I want to talk about. So we would go to one of our cousins' house, and every year,
she lived out in the country, so she had like a big like a property where they would put out a huge Halloween party.
So it was cool. It was like my grandma's sister, her daughters. So like cousins, twice removed, whatever. But they always put, like they had like a kind of big farm type, like lots of land out in like the country. And they
they
would do a Halloween party every year. And like my favorite thing was they would play like Halloween music. So I would listen to like Monster Mash.
Yeah.
And like they would do like a cakewalk.
Oh my.
Do you remember?
God. Yes. I loved cakewalks.
And then they would have like a bounce house. And
did we
like,
do bobbing for apples?
I wouldn't be surprised.
We did.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did. I don't remember, but I remember doing games.
Yes,
like,
I remember
fun games.
Yeah, it was games. It wasn't just like dress up and like listen to music. Like it was like,
and even the adults dressed up. But like I always remember Dad not dressing up. And I remember him being like, nah, like, I'm not going to do that.
No.
But I would always want him to.
I don't even remember what we dressed. Like, I could not tell you.
I kind of think maybe I think one time I went as, you remember that 50s? That 50s skirt?
Poodle,
that poodle skirt? Yeah,
yes,
I remember that.
I remember that.
But I remember that one because I think we thrifted that one. And I think a lot of our costumes
were thrifted
without us knowing.
Yeah.
Because like I remember even back then having a little bit of anxiety asking for Mom and Dad to buy us a costume because it was like frivolous. Like it was like again, a one time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like mine were hand-me-downs from Gabby. We were clearly DIYing stuff. Like I don't know. I don't.
So I think when we would go to those parties, I think because that was on our dad's side of the family, and our dad, like, he wasn't dressing up, like, you know, he barely knew how to do our hair type stuff. So I think he was just like, hey, we're just getting in the car and going. So I think we didn't really dress up for it. But I remember other people dressing up and being like, that's cool.
But we must have dressed up.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure during a couple of years. But I do remember one year that we went, I purposely didn't dress up. And they asked me, they were like, Gabby, why didn't you dress up? And I was just like, I don't dress up for Halloween. Like I was too cool for school.
Too cool for school.
Yeah. So there was a moment where I was like,
I don't think I went through that phase because I'm in the theater.
Yeah.
I think
that's where you. Yeah.
I think I was like, give me my moment. Yeah, give me my moment. I don't think I ever had a time where I didn't dress up. I felt like if I wasn't dressing up, it was because I don't remember dressing up in high school, not because I didn't want to, but because I was less like, I don't want to deal with all of that.
Yeah.
Like I would come home and dress up and go trick-or-treating, but I just remember like not doing all of that.
Yeah. I remember dressing up once in high school, but I remember it being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Not like the costume being uncomfortable, but like just like the conversations that we would have like with other students. Like it was just like, what are you supposed to be?
Yeah,
or like, you know, because I remember I tried to be a princess one time because I had this like princess crown that I forgot where I got it from. It was like a plastic one, and like so I wore like a purple dress, my old like promotion dress, yeah. And I just remember feeling uncomfortable, like because one of my friends said that they were going to dress up too, and they didn't.
Damn.
And I think after that I was just like, never trusting bitches ever again.
No,
like,
see, I don't remember. I'm sure I did dress up during high school.
Oh, and then I did a pirate one time. I
remember the pirate one.
So I did dress up in high school. I did. I just like, it was always just like a toss up because you never knew like what like kids were gonna say. Like,
yeah.
And I was just always self-conscious all the time. So
I don't remember. I'm sure I did, but I could not remember. I don't remember. Yeah, no, I don't remember.
But like, you really want to get into like your college years?
The college years. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the college years. So we partied. It's like we partook in some festivities, some Halloween house parties. And we spiced it up. We went through our like.
What's the first ones that you remember?
My first like slutty costume.
Oh, we got
let's get into it. My first slutty costume was, I think it was either the pirate or like the sailor.
Oh,
the pirate or sailor. So I'm talking about like bandeau, like the bandage, like skirts.
Oh, okay.
Like with like little booty heels, like short, tight skirts with like a pirate hat.
And this was like early. No, wait.
This was like 2011, 2012. Because I remember I was you were in I was like just ending high school.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in college, which is why we were going to house parties. Because she was going to parties.
2000.
No, 11, like 2012.
Yeah. Well, before you and I were like, hanging out, I would go out with my friends once we turned 18 to an 18 and over club. And we tore that place up. Like it was our hangout spot. And so I remember being like a naughty school girl.
You were like a naughty school. You were a maid. I
was a French maid. I was a naughty school girl. I was an Angel was like years ago.
I thought it was
like a couple years ago. Yeah.
No, not a couple years ago. The Angel?
Well, the Angel is when I went to San Diego with my two friends, and that was like past.
Oh,
that was
because I just remember you wearing that like white dress.
Yeah, that was in like 2000. Well, I guess 2013, 14. Yeah.
Oh so 10 years ago, Gabby.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But yeah. So, and it's only not that like I didn't do it because I didn't want to. I did want to, but I had a group of friends that we were all doing that together. And I think that's and we had like a place to go. We would go to the club.
And it was like fun. It was fun. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, remember that like red lacy push-up bra?
So here's what I would do. And then here's why it all connects.
Another DIY
Because here's how it all connects. Because I was in college and I was like barely, working part-time.
Yeah, we didn't have
like
money.
I wasn't asking my parents for money to buy a costume or to go out or whatever. So I was doing things like DIY. So I would get...
Mm-hmm. Like we would get like, for instance, for like the sailor, our sailor, it was a red bodycon dress from Forever 21 with
which we already had
with a cardigan from Forever 21, which we already had. That was like also like sailor themed, like because
it was like
back in those like 2000 like Tumblr days where like things were like weirdly like had a weird, I don't know. But I remember like the buttons had like a nautical.
Yes.
It was like a nautical cardigan.
Yes.
So we're like, okay. And then we
would go to the Halloween store and get like a sailor kit. Like it was a hat.
It was a hat
with like a necklace. And then that's all. That's what it was.
And that was our sailor outfit.
So then for my French maid costume, it was just like a French maid kit. It had like a little like feather duster and like a little hat. And like a little, like a tiny little apron. And so I just wore like a bodycon dress and that. And like I bought like stockings, like knee-high stockings. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like I will say like even because again, like what I just feel like because we're talking about costumes, like it put me in a place where I had to like think about my body. Like because I was plus size. I like never felt comfortable enough to go like full lingerie. So like I just had a dress, I had heels, but like I was not in like booty shorts and like, I had a push-up bra, but like it was like a push-up bra with like a white button-up shirt with like the bra coming through. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we never really like showed ass. Yeah. But it was definitely like, naked out there. It was definitely like, we're going to a house party. Like, let's get a little. And I liked it. I was like, this is like, it was where I was discovering like my style, discovering like, I guess my own, feeling myself. And what I did come up with, I was proud of. I was like, this is fun. Yeah, like I've seen pictures of them. I'm just like, oh my God, like that was a fun time. Yeah. Yeah. But then I eventually got very tired of having to like suck it in. Yeah. And so then entered like, back to like I just want to have fun with and Halloween. So then when I was hanging out with like all my like I found my like my choir friends when I like Cameron and I dressed up as Mary Poppins and Bert. Like that was slay. Like it was so fun to do that. Like I love that costume. Because where did you guys go for that? Did you go to Mickey's Not So Scary or whatever? No, where did we go? We went to a party. Oh, okay. I thought you wore that to no Mickey's Halloween something at Disneyland. When we went to that, people dressed up, but it wasn't like we did not dress up for that. Okay. So I don't know where we went, but we did like
yeah, we went out for that one. We must have gone to a party, could not tell you where, or we had a party. But we went there, like I was a flapper. That was fun.
And we shared that costume because I remember you ordered that and I went somewhere and I wore the flapper too, which was, it was standard.
Yeah, it was a good costume. I wore that for years and years and years.
That was a good one.
I was a fortune teller one time where like I DIY'd that one, like literally cut a shirt in half, like put it over a dress. I had bangles and like, a headband and gold eyeshadow.
Oh my gosh, that totally reminds me of like all of the costumes that I mentioned earlier. I had to make sure I had those sparkle bangles that like in each color that matched with it. And I would always borrow from my friend because she had all of them. And that was such a slay. Like it was a part
of the time. So
it was a part of the times. It really was.
So, but I just remember like all those Halloween costumes and like, I just remember having like Halloween has always been fun for us. Like it was always been fun. We've always made a big deal about it. I remember like getting popcorn balls like when we were young. So kind of going back, like when we were young, going trick-or-treating, popcorn balls were a thing. I remember having that. I remember us like always having, and we still do it to this day, like finger foods. Yeah. Like Halloween has always been like, okay, what are we going to eat for Halloween? And it's always been like finger foods, like the little like pigs in a blanket, like a veggie tray.
So when a lot of those like TikToks come up of like the Halloween like snacks and stuff, I always watch them because I think that they're really fun. I don't think like when we had our Halloween movie night last year, or was it the year before? We made a couple of those things, but I just think that they're fun to watch. Like,
yeah. But I have a very weird.
Oh yeah,
I have a.
Did you see that one that I sent you today? The cinnamon roll one.
So
I have always been like.
I have always had this very weird, like I guess it's like a sensory or like I've just always been grossed out when people make food look like blood and guts. Like look at this parts. Yeah, look at this like Jello brain. Like no, no. I don't want that. I don't want that. I saw that cinnamon.
Yeah.
It was like honestly, cinnamon intestine. It's so foul.
That one looked really, really good. And like I'm with you. I won't eat that. Like it but it doesn't gross me out. Like it doesn't have
I will
a
be
visceral
eating,
reaction.
I will see it and I'll be like I'll start like getting like woozy and I'm like
the room starts spinning.
No, seriously, like I don't know what happened to me as a young kid, but it's always grossed me out. It has always been so gross to me when people do like, it depends.
Like the Rice Krispie, like have you seen the Rice Krispie like meat?
That's so freaking foul. I cannot stand.
Or like the fingers, like with the little nail.
The finger with the nail, like I can do that because some like every now and then I'm like, okay, that's not bad because I'm like, that's just it's a witch's finger.
Yeah.
It's a witch's finger.
Yeah.
But when it's intestines, brains, raw meat, no, that's so sick to me. No, it grosses me out. And then
every time I see one on TikTok, I'll send it to her.
Yeah, and it's repulsive to me.
It's
And
but that one was
it's not good. It's not good for me. But then remember we used to have those witches nails, those like plastic things.
Oh yeah, those fingers.
You would like put over. We had those.
Yeah.
The like spider rings, like the wax slips, the wax slips.
Yeah, and then you would get like wax slips, like trick or treating, but they had fangs. Yeah, and I always thought you can eat them, but
they're not.
Yeah, I think I took a chunk out of one because I thought you could eat it.
It's just wax.
Yeah, and I remember being like, "This is not good."
Yeah. Oh, what's your like favorite candy? Halloween candy?
Okay, let's go. So so obviously now it's different, right? Like I really can't stand like the little like chocolates, like the Halloween candy with the chocolates. I don't.
What do you mean Halloween candy? What do you mean?
Like like I think I like more sophisticated chocolate now. Like
we want of course our chocolate, our palate is more like refined. Like I will say I've had chocolate I've had like the normal candy store chocolate. I'm like, oh, it's not that good.
Yeah.
But I do have some that I think are good. I think I love a good Twix, but I think it's because it has that cookie and it's good. So I like a good Twix.
Yeah. But what I always remember saving for myself, like when we were kids, was and I don't know if I like them now because I haven't had them in a while, but Whoppers.
Dude, I was literally just thinking that.
Yeah. Like I never eat Whoppers. I never eat Whoppers at any other time other than Halloween.
Yeah.
But like there's something about like
it's the
I can
texture.
feel it
it's
now.
The texture.
It's like it's like styrofoam or something. I don't know. But like it tasted good. Like I like the crunchiness. So like I would always put some Whoppers away. And then do you remember Dots?
Yes, I love Dots. I don't know
if they have them anymore.
I don't know either.
I don't really pay attention.
No, I have. Yeah. It's not like I go shopping for.
Yeah. But like
candy.
those ones were pretty cool. Or I feel like those are
the now and thens. Now and laters. Now and later. Those like hard. I love them because they're hard. Yeah, I love them because they were hard. Because then you could just like make them like suck on them for like a while. Stop it. We're talking about candy. I love them.
Yeah, those ones were good. I'm trying to remember. Like, I feel like is the candy different now? Like,
not really. I mean, I just bought 2 for my classroom, and like. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. Like,
and I always used to love getting lollipops. Like a good lollipop.
Especially like the bigger ones, the one with the bubble gum in it.
Yeah, those ones were good. Those ones were good. Yeah. Or like the caramel apple lollipops. I haven't had one of those in a minute. Yeah.
I could never finish them. I always remember never.
Yeah, those were like they would take a long time. Like because the caramel.
Yeah.
Done. Those ones were really good too.
We used to. I mean, caramel apple every time. Not that we used to get caramel apple going trick-or-treating, but people eat them now around this time. So I love a good caramel apple.
Yeah. Is there any candies that you don't like that you're just like, someone take away?
Three Musketeers. It's nothing to me.
That's blasphemy.
No, I don't think
those are my favorites.
I don't like Three Musketeers. Nougat, peanut butter.
I love them. Those are my favorites. And I don't appreciate the Almond Joy slander. Like,
oh no, I love a good Almond Joy.
I never understood it. That Almond Joy and what's the other one without the almond?
It's in the red wrapper. I don't know what it's called though.
I'll fuck that up too.
No, I love Almond Joys.
I never understood why people didn't like them. And like,
because coconut is like it's for like a more mature palate.
Do you think so?
Yeah, if you don't grow up eating coconut. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's a lot of coconut. I will say, I wish it was an even amount of coconut to almond. Because I wish it was more almond and coconut, like, mixed together. Because I like having that crunch in there. But I love almond.
No, yeah. I've known people to have like, negative feelings for it. And
I
like,
love an Almond Joy. I also love, I think now, kind of going back to like more mature, like we like higher grade chocolate. I feel like now I'm really into like sour and gummy candy. Like as a kid, I really didn't mind
Warheads.
Yeah, I still eat Warheads. Pro tip: I have Warheads on me when I perform a lot because when I get nervous, like my mouth goes dry, but the sour makes me salivate.
Ooh,
so I still use Warheads. When I'm like really nervous.
I haven't had one in years.
No, they're so good.
I remember like those were like the it candy. Like those were good.
They were really, really good.
Yeah.
But I don't remember like as a kid liking the gummy sour stuff as much. Like I wanted the chocolate, but now as like a grown up, I'm like I want the gummy. Like I want the gummy worms. I want the sour.
Yeah.
It just like it's really I don't know. It's just kind of like,
dude, can we not find a candy that we don't like?
I'm sure there's probably one that we don't like. Like I'm sure if we had it, we'd be like, eh.
Yeah.
Oh, like hot tamales.
Oh yeah.
I don't need a hot tamale.
Yeah.
Or they're called like dots. Yeah, Mike and I.
Yeah, dots are the ones that I said. The ones with the little box.
No, but what's that like? It's like purple. It's a purple box and it has like white. Like it's a purple.
Like Nerds?
No. I like Nerds. I don't know. I'll put a picture. Oh, but remember, dude, speaking of Nerds, remember when like Pop Rocks came out?
Oh,
That was like really hot when we were kids.
So, and then do you remember dip? What is it? Dippin'? It's not Dippin' Dots, but
the dipstick.
Yeah, the dipstick.
Oh my god,
that was like
that.
currency,
dude.
That was like if you had that,
and you know what I like,
and then you could eat the stick too.
I was gonna say, I remember liking that because I liked the flavor of the stick, and I remember it lasted us forever. Like it would be like I go. And then put it away and come back to it. Like, oh my gosh. And then like Jawbreakers. Oh, I like that was really popular.
So like I remember like the It candies were like the Pop Rocks, the what is it called? Dipsticks. And then the rings.
Or
the baby bottle pop.
I literally just saw a kid eating one in my class the other day.
What?
And I was like, is that she goes, it's a baby bottle pop. Oh my god. Yeah, she was like, baby bottle pop.
She knew the song too?
No. I was like that. I sing this song.
I was like, wait a minute.
Baby bottle pop.
Yeah, that was like
the candy. I was obsessed. Oh, and then Push Pops.
Oh, because then I would put it on like lipstick.
Or you would be like, for so long, and it would like cut, it would get pointy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was a good one too.
I love those ones. They were so yummy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We should get one. They still have them, dude. I mean, if my student had a freaking baby,
where do you find them?
I'm sure we just don't look because we don't need it.
Yeah, we don't look.
A baby bottle pop.
No, but like I wonder how it would taste now.
I bet you bomb.
You think so?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I think it would like, I don't know. I think it would give me a headache.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. No, literally yesterday we had it, whatever. We had a field trip. So we had like snacks after. I drank a soda and I had, it was just a mini can of soda. I drank a soda. I had a cookie, and then one of them my students brought like brownies and like a strawberry thing. I literally got a headache from having all that sugar. I was like, I don't
what's wrong with me?
No, seriously. I was like,
and that's how I feel with the candies, like the chocolates, like the Snickers and the Milky Ways, and like I'll eat because like a lot of them come in the very small sizes now. They don't come in like the bigger ones.
Which is good.
Yes. But so that means for me, I'll eat like 2 or 3 whenever there's like candy around. And after a while, like I'll be like, oh, I don't feel good. Like it's
the candy.
Kind of it's trashy. Like
it is. I will say the only ones that I really like that I can eat without feeling gross, peanut M&Ms.
Oh yeah. Those are
top notch.
Oh, and then you know what? I would say the regular M&Ms, the ones that would come in like the brown bag. I think I would push those.
No, yeah, because they weren't peanut M&Ms.
Yeah,
and they weren't really good for me.
Yeah,
but remember growing up, the mini M&Ms.
And the little tube. Oh god,
they still have those.
We were alive when those came out, like for the first time.
Yeah. And then of course, Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh my gosh, Reese's.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh, the like Hershey's cookies and cream.
Moment of silence
for that. Because I remember when that was like a treat.
Yeah.
The way the cookie, like the crisp and the. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
There's
good.
something special about that one.
Yeah.
There's something special about that one because like the texture in it and like that one for sure, like I can't have too much of it because it's also very sweet because it's white chocolate, but I love a good white chocolate.
No, it was so good.
Love it.
I remember when that first like hit the
scene.
Yeah, I was like, I want that always and forever. But a memory just popped into my head. Okay, so we were talking about Halloween was a big deal for like food. We would always have food. Mm-hmm. The TV was always on in the background, so it was usually Hocus Pocus, obviously from like Disney Channel or like just that. I don't know if you remember this, but it was. It was Halloween, and we had just come back from like.
Is this a spooky story?
No.
Okay.
Thank God. It was Halloween and we had just came back from like trick-or-treating. So we were trick-or-treating. Hold on, pause. Okay. we were trick-or-treating and we came back and Dad was cooking food.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad was like in his like healthy era. So it was like baked chicken.
Uh-huh.
And it was like broccoli and he did like brown rice. But do you remember he had like one of his like girlfriends over and it was on Halloween.
I think
it was on Halloween and he had one of his girlfriends over and like, damn, I'm so sorry to this woman out there. Like, forgive us.
We weren't nice.
Children and we were, and I remember her, like, we were like, hi.
But like, okay, so he didn't have multiple girlfriends.
No.
But like, he was single. Our parents have been divorced for a really long time at this point.
He dated, and, you know, he like tried to like find another partner. And it was just like one woman particularly. And I remember she was nice. Like,
they dated for a little bit. Yeah.
She was nice. But I don't know if it was because it was like Halloween and it was like
maybe we were a little intimidated because it was a holiday that maybe this was like that this meant something more.
Or I think for me, I remember getting mad because like she made brown rice and I didn't want brown rice. I wanted Velveeta. I wanted shells and cheese. I wanted shells and cheese.
You're
and
like,
she
bitch changed the menu.
And then, you know what? I remember because like then we started eating and they were just like, oh, like brown rice, like to make it like, you know, you can put a little butter on it to make it better. And I was like,
you're like,
yeah. And I remember me and Gabby, like I remember like sitting in the living room with like the TV on and she was like trying to talk to us and me and Gabby were like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we
weren't mean though. Like we weren't mean, but like we just didn't.
Like we just weren't ready to share our dad. Like at all.
Especially like on a holiday. Especially when I was supposed to be grubbing.
Yeah.
With my shells and cheese.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. With the brown rice. No. Negatory.
Yeah. I remember her being here and I remember like I don't remember a lot of details, but I do remember being like, you don't need to be here.
Yeah,
like I don't need to converse with you.
This is my Halloween. Bye.
Yeah. We were young. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Our poor dad.
I know. I'm sorry, Dad. Sorry to that lady.
Yeah. Sorry to that lady. You were probably a really nice person. Yeah. But we were just in our angsty teens.
Yeah.
So, but
we honestly, you said like spooky. No, we don't have any spooky stuff happen. Thank you. And let's keep it that way.
No, yeah.
We don't need any spooky.
I do have one spooky story.
What?
I don't know if I should say it.
What is it?
Will it scare you?
It depends.
Okay, so I think this was like before you were born. So, no, I kind of don't want to say it because I don't want to like invoke the spirits. I'll have to talk to my cousins about this because it has to do with our cousins and a Ouija board.
No,
I'll have to like confirm if this was real, but I do remember her bringing it out, and this was back at Grandma's house, like the pink house.
Okay, no, I definitely remember seeing that. So it was probably not when it was probably around even as I like grew up.
Yeah. Wait.
Seeing the Ouija board.
You saw the Ouija board? Okay. So
it makes sense. Our cousin was a goth, like is a goth.
So I think so she brought it out and like there's one thing that happened that was a little spooky.
Well, what?
Okay, so they were playing around with it and like I don't know if this was me or not cuz like we're like 15 years apart. So like they were older and I was like a young kid. And I don't remember grandma or grandpa being there, but we were like hanging out at the house and they were fucking around with the Ouija board and for some reason there was candles lit. And I remember looking at the candles and the flame of the candle like spiked like that. Yeah, dude. I remember being freaked out. And I think I started crying and I think that they were just like, okay, like we'll put it away. Because I think they were just trying to like be funny. Like, like literally like in the movies, like, oh, we're just gonna play with the Ouija board, like it'll be fine. And I remember I freaked the fuck out.
No,
like
that stuff always freaked us out.
Yeah.
Like even remember when we were younger, it was like light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Yeah. No.
My friends tried to do that. I called my mom, pick me up. Yeah. I was like, we have always been super scared of that type of shit. No, we don't mess around with that.
Like not at all. Like it's not something that I want to explore. No, thank you. I think that's like the only thing that that's spooky, like that's ever happened to me.
No, I need to tell my story.
Oh,
I need to tell my story.
When you got
okay. It's back in high school. There were these two sisters. You know who they are. Yes. I will not say their names because they're good people.
Yeah.
And they're good people, and I don't know. Anyway, but they were a little out there.
Eccentric,
yes, they were. And they lived out in like the country.
Of course they did.
They lived out in the country.
They lived out in the country.
And and so every year they were in band with us. Mm-hmm. And they had a Halloween party. And so I went. And it was fun. Like I remember they had nachos, and it was all my friends. And it was
the
food. Clearly, food is a pivotal part for me. Okay, so they had nachos, and everything was fine. And then because they lived out in the country, they were like, "All right, everyone, we're going on a nighttime walk, and we're going to tell you a scary story." And I was like, what? They start telling this tale. They take us, like, I don't know, it starts raining too.
Oh my God.
And it's not like a downpour, but it's like sprinkling to the point